Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome to Chapter 4, The Bite, a Joanne Skye journal series. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's pick up where we left off. Scene opens in a dim, flickering corridor deep underground. Blood trails. Justin staggers, clutching his side. Joanne grabs his arm, panic in her voice. "Justin, you're burning up. What happened?" Justin weakly pushes her away. "Don't touch me, I don't know what it is." Flashback. Screams echo. A monstrous snarl. Justin's shoulder is bitten. Joanne cries out, "No, get back here." She fires a flare or weapon off screen as blood splatters her face. She drops to her knees beside Justin, desperately trying to staunch the bleeding. "You have to stay awake. Please, please stay awake." Her flare or gun falls from her numb fingers. Justin, his vision blurring, looks at the wound on his shoulder. It is already black and rotting. The infection has begun. He should have told us. We would have helped. But secrets kill faster than the infection. Flashes of Joanne and Richard arguing in a dark lab. "He's still one of us," Joanne says passionately. "No, he's a threat. You saw his eyes," Richard retorts, fear edging into his voice. "He can control that. I know him. Please believe me. There's still good in there." Joanne mixes chemicals with shaking hands. Richard steps back. "Then prove it. Find the cure." Silence. Then Joanne turns away, defeated. Richard watches her go, concern etched on his face. Back in the hallway, Justin collapses. Joanne runs to his side. Tears stream down her face. "Stay with me, damn it. Don't leave me. Please." She cradles his head in her lap. Still no response. Richard appears in the doorway, holding a syringe filled with a glowing blue liquid, the cure. He approaches them cautiously. "I found something. I think it might help." Joanne looks up at him, pleading, "Please hurry." Richard plunges the needle into Justin's arm. A long pause. Justin's breathing slows. Then his chest stops rising. He's dead. Joanne screams, burying her face in his chest. "No, no, 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 no." She looks up at Richard, blaming. "It's too late." He looks away, unable to meet her gaze. "I tried." Silence. Then a faint noise in the distance. A drip. 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 They turn toward the sound. A single drop of blood falls from Justin's lifeless eye. His mouth opens wide in a silent scream. His skin starts to rot and decay, revealing the flesh-eating virus within. Suddenly, the lights flicker back on. The entire facility shakes violently. Joanne and Richard stare in horror as Justin's body begins to reanimate. His eyes flash open, faintly glowing. A deep growl echoes through the tunnels. He speaks in a low, eerie voice. "It's awake now." Richard and Joanne run frantically through the underground tunnels, desperately searching for an escape. "This way!" Richard shouts over the din. They round a corner and find themselves in a large chamber. In the center is a massive metal door with a control panel. "There has to be a way out of here," Joanne says, frantically hitting buttons. The door slides open, revealing a bright light. "Finally," Richard says, relief washing over him. They step through just as the facility begins to collapse around them. The infected Justin crashes through the wall behind them, his eyes blazing with a sinister light. "We're not alone," Richard whispers, fear lacing his voice as they watch a horde of infected stumble out of the shadows. One of them spots Joanne and lunges at her. She screams and stumbles backward. Just as it reaches out to grab her, a flare hits it, sending it crashing to the ground. Richard stands in the tunnel entrance, firing flare after flare. "Go, I'll hold them off," he shouts to Joanne. She hesitates, torn between her desire to escape and her loyalty to Richard. Finally, she runs toward the surface, glancing back to see Richard valiantly fighting off the infected. As she reaches the surface, coughing and spluttering from the toxic air, Joanne collapses. She looks up at the sky, tears streaming down her face. "Why? Why did he bite me? Why did he do this?" she whispers, her voice breaking. "We have to move," Richard says, breaking the silence. "We can't stay here." Joanne nods, wiping away her tears. "You're right," she says, taking a deep breath. Let's go. She takes Richard's hand, and together they walk away from the destroyed facility, leaving the infected to their fate. As they walk, Richard suddenly stops. "What is it?" Joanne asks, turning to him. "I think I forgot my bag," he says, pointing back toward the facility. "We can't go back," Joanne says, fear creeping into her voice. "The infected, they could still be there." "I'll be quick," Richard says, squeezing her hand reassuringly. "I promise I'll be back before you can count to 10. Joanne hesitates, torn between her trust in Richard and her fear of the infected. "Be careful," she whispers. "I will," Richard promises, glancing back at her before running toward the facility. Joanne waits anxiously, counting the seconds. When Richard doesn't return after what feels like an eternity, she begins to panic. "Come on, Richard," she whispers, her voice shaking. "Come back to me." Suddenly she hears a noise behind her. She whirls around, her heart pounding, and sees a figure stumbling toward her. It's Richard, but he's not alone. Behind him, shambling closer, is a bloodied and decaying Justin, his eyes glowing an eerie green. "Joanne, I'm so sorry," Richard gasps, collapsing at her feet. "I tried to save you," he says, his voice weak. "I'm sorry." Justin steps closer, his rotting flesh dripping with a black ooze. "No, Justin," Joanne cries out, backing away. "No, please stay away from me." "But Joanne," Justin growls, his voice distorted and inhuman. "I thought you loved me." "I did," Joanne whispers, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen." "Too late," Justin snarls, lunging at her. "It's too late now." Joanne screams as Justin's decaying hand closes around her throat, lifting her off the ground. He struggles to free herself, but his grip is too tight. "Help me," she gasps, her voice strangled. "Please, somebody help me." Richard writhes on the ground, unable to move. Justin carries Joanne deeper into the tunnels, away from the safety of the surface. His grip tightens, cutting off her air supply. "Let me go," she chokes out, her vision blurring. "Let me go. Please, Justin, let me go." But Justin only tightens his grip, his eyes blazing with a sinister light. "No, Joanne," he growls. "Now you're mine forever." And with that, the video ends. If you liked this episode, please hit subscribe for more content, and check out the playlist for the series. See you next time.